ignoring me? You might want to, because it's the only time I'm doing this. I'm Wayne. I'm an alcoholic. I appreciate Mark for telling me I had to do this. Because he damn sure did not ask. And 'cause I've been asked to do it a couple times, and I've turned it down every time. And I would have done the same if he'd asked, but more of a command. But anybody got anything troubling them they need to talk about? Anybody want to? Just me, okay? All right. I'm Wayne. I'm an alcoholic. I've been in this program for over a year now, and it's a great program. It's changed my life, and I'm about to tell y'all how it's changed my life. I grew up in Chatham County. I had a good childhood, good family. Started out, I went to a little school in Goldston, and it was did pretty good in school at first. You know, my family, they took great care of me, and I had a little sister, and while going to school there, you know, I got to maybe 5th or 6th grade and started having some problems, and started not getting along with other kids and stuff like that. And my family started getting into trouble or whatever, and they decided to take me out of that school and put me in a private school in Lee County. And so I go to Lee Christian School, and I had some friends. I already knew some kids that were going to school there. They went to the church where I went to church at, and you know, so that eased me into it, and it was a great school. I'm really glad I ended up going there. Very small school, just like 30 graduates a year, and but it was a good environment, a good school to go to, and I did well there, and not necessarily with my grades and stuff, but you know, it was a good school to go to, and I graduated and started going to college, and just community college or whatever, and I think let me back up. Maybe my senior year, we started drinking and stuff like that, you know. And my dad, you know, he was a lot of fun. He always gave me something to ride, a go-kart, a dirt bike, something like that, and he's a really good dad. And but he did do some things that I probably won't do with my kid, you know, like we're in high school, and we had this spot in the woods we'd go and party at and stuff, and my dad, he'd come out there and check on us, and you know, he'd come out there, what you guys doing? I know you're drinking, and then he'd pull out a bottle of white liquor, you know, try this, you know, and all my friends thought my dad was so cool. You know, they were like, "Wayne, your dad's cooler than you are." I'd be like, "Man, no, he's not. You know, I'm cooler than my dad is." But Pop was cool, and you know, he'd always bring us a 6-pack, give us some beer and stuff. That's stuff that I'm probably. I have a son. He's 14. I'm probably not going to do that with him. You know, I'm not saying that that's what put me on the wrong path. You know, I don't blame it on my dad in any way, but I'm just not going to do that with my kid. You know, it sure didn't deter me from drinking. And anyways, we'd party out there off and on throughout high school. And I remember one party, you know, there was this new kid in our school. And we really nobody smoked weed yet. You know, it's a Christian school, and it's real small, and, you know, it's a lot more sheltered than your public school. And anyways, one boy, he'd come out there and he had some weed, and I remember the first time I smoked it, it tore my throat up, and I didn't even get high. I don't remember being high from it. And but you know, when you're that age, new things are enticing, and before long, I'm smoking a little weed. Well, my dad, he's coming up to me, he's like, "Well, I know you're smoking weed." I'm like, "Nah." And one day I had some weed, and I don't know how to roll a joint. I have no idea how to, but my dad's acted like he's pretty cool about this, so finally I'm just like, "Dad, roll this joint for me." And he rolls it up for me real quick, takes one little hit. He didn't never really smoke no weed, but he'd show you that he's cool, so he'd take a hit, just act like he's cool. And so another night we're out there partying in the woods, and he comes out there and just gives us like an ounce of weed he got from somebody at work. And everybody thinks he's a cool guy. My dad's cool or whatever. And so now I'm smoking weed. That's my new thing, smoking weed, drinking. And I get to college, and I like smoking weed and drinking more than college. College, I didn't have this perception of college like, I can't wait to get to college. Oh. I was like, more school. Damn. I didn't really like doing school. And so I'm more worried about drinking and smoking, and I'm hanging around all the biggest parties, all the popular people and all this stuff. And that's what I'm into. I'm more worried about that than I am about school. So, and in college you got more freedom. No one's taking, they're not keeping up with your attendance or telling your parents like in high school, The high school I went to, if you missed a day, the principal's calling your parents. Is he okay? Is he sick? Blah, blah, blah. And so I'm skipping classes, I'm missing days, drinking and smoking. I didn't really care much about class, and eventually I made it maybe a year, and I dropped out. Then I went back for like a semester, and I failed them classes, and I just decided to start working. And I working at a factory or something simple, and still partying and drinking and everything. And this goes on. I'd say I'm 20 years old maybe. And there's some guys that's living in my neighborhood, and I hang out with them. We get high and stuff, and they every now and then they occasionally they smoke meth, right? And like they tell me about it, and they got these crazy stories talking about staying up for a week, no sleep and all this stuff. And I don't understand it. I've never done it. I've never seen it. To me, meth was some shit you see on TV. Like I'd never met anybody that did it. And so I have like two groups. When I'm around my house, I'd hang out with them. But I had all them friends, them popular people that are throwing parties and stuff, and that stayed in Sanford. I'm hanging around them. And so on the party scene, eventually, I keep hearing, cocaine will sober you up. Cocaine will sober you up. So eventually one night I come up with this excuse. I've been drinking. I need to drive home, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I need to, let me try that cocaine. And I try it, and that's another whole new world, Start messing with it here and there. Parties, find another group of people who all do that. They seem cool, blah, blah, blah. And this goes on for a little while. I didn't really like cocaine, though. It was okay, just because it was something new, but it really wasn't. I don't know, the come down was kind of rough for me, so I didn't think it was worth it. And I'm 20 years old, and get my friend's sister to buy us some gin one night. We each, all three of us, them boys that stayed around my house, we all get a pint of gin apiece. I drink my whole pint, but before I drink it, I look in the passenger seat and there's a Xanax in the seat, just like in one of the folds of the seat. So I eat that and I forget about it. I drink this whole pint of gin. Then we get a 12-pack and I drink like 6 beers, right? And I don't remember nothing else. But apparently we had this big argument about me driving home. And then finally I ended up driving home anyway. And I only lived like from here to the gas station away. And somehow, instead of going that way, I'm going this way. And, I must have drove, but I said I went like I was going home, but I must have just cut the block. I'm listening to music. I don't remember any of it. But I go off this embankment in a car with like 30-day tags, just got the car. And I go off this embankment, bam, cedar tree. I ain't got no seatbelt on. I'm going like 50 miles an hour. And I wreck, and the airbag comes out, and I hit it, boom, hit the roof, and I'm knocked out or whatever. And I get out, and I must have started walking home, and I end up drunk as hell. I end up passing out in the middle of Highway 42, right, in the middle of the night, just laying in the road. And some old lady finds me laying in the road, and she don't know I've been in a wreck. I got this carpet burn like this big right here in my forehead from the airbag. And I hit the dash, and the cassette tape was in the dash, and it cuts my arm up. So I look like I've been beat up and dumped out in the road. And it's got to be freaking her out. I can only imagine just finding somebody laying in the road. But So I guess somebody calls the cops. Somebody stops and recognizes me. Somebody I went to school with, and they think that I've been, just beat up and left here. But they got an ambulance coming for me or whatever. And someone sees taillights out in the woods. So here I get my first DUI, and it was so bad too. Like, I thought my friends were in the car with me. No one was in the car with me, and so I don't know what the hell was going on. But that's kind of slowed my drinking down a little bit. I kind of tapered off after that. And so them boys in my neighborhood, I've been listening to them talk about meth here and there. I've seen them on it, and I've talked to them about it. I've been like, man, whenever y'all are smoking that stuff, y'all don't ever seem to laugh like we normally do. They're like, well, we find shit funny. It's just in our head, though. We ain't laughing out loud. All right. Well, finally, enough time's gone by. They've been doing this shit around me here and there for like a year. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to try it tonight, And I try it, and I really didn't notice nothing. Because in school, they put me on Adderall. And in like 7th grade, I started taking Adderall. And I never knew you could get high on that. My mom's like, take your medicine. I take my 1 pill a day. Did that every day, went to school. But I did notice in school, like first period, I was like super nice. Like, you need a pencil? I got a pencil. You need paper? I got you. Super nice, right? And by lunchtime, I don't want to eat a thing. My face is flush red. And, I'm quiet. And I never thought of, nothing about that. But, so I tried meth, and the way they just, it kind of reminded me of the Adderall. And it's kind of like that. But, this is when meth was meth. Okay, this shit was not like what you get today. Okay, when I stopped smoking meth a year ago, it was nothing like when I started it. And, so I do this shit, and it's like we're playing cards all night long. And my back is so sore from sitting just tight, just like this, playing. And, like I'd lay down, but I wouldn't sleep. I'd just rest my body. And I think we got like $40 worth of piece, and that lasted like 4 days. And no sleep. And, luckily, throughout my whole experience on meth, I never really flipped out or nothing. And did no crazy shit. Like a lot of people, they hear voices and all this stuff. It never happened to me. But I don't know. But anyways, so that's what. We didn't do it all the time. We couldn't find it all the time, and still pretty young. But eventually, I go to this one guy's house, and he's got it or whatever. And whenever I felt like doing it, I'd be like, "Can you go to that guy's house and get it?" And my friend was like, "Damn, I ain't got time. Look, I'm gonna call the guy, tell him you're coming over. I'll ask him if it's okay." And the guy said it's fine. Told me I didn't need to get up with him no more. I could just come straight there. And so now I've got my first meth dealer. I can just go here whenever and get it. And so I make friends with these people, and it's a totally different world. Like, this is a 100-year-old antique house. There's 2 or 3 other people who don't even live there living there. There's all kind of old GTOs in the yard and something happening all the time. And I mean, every time I pull up there, this guy who lives here is always out in the yard tinkering, beating a hammer, working on some shit. And anyhow, so, I mean, I could show up at 3 in the morning. Sure enough, he's there. He's got something, And, perfect hookup. Anyways, I've been going over there for, I don't know, maybe a year. And, it's just different than anything I've ever been around. Like, all the people, everything about it is different. It's got its own vibe. And one day I'm over there, and I meet the man's daughter. His daughter, real pretty girl. And, we kind of flirt a little bit. And, I go home, a couple days go by. I remember it perfect. I was like, I'm getting ready to go out. And my mom's like, "You look nice tonight. Maybe you'll meet your girl." I'm like, "Yeah, maybe." And I got in mind, I'm hoping that girl's there. So I go there, and this is the guy I get my shit from, his daughter. I go there, and she's there. And we end up, lo and behold, we end up dating. And it don't take long at all. Like, I remember first time we hook up, and sleep together, I didn't do no math, right? The next weekend, I know I'm going to see her over there, so I go tell her dad, I need a 20 bag of meth. And sure enough, she'd done the same thing, and we end up, I think that was the only time I had sex sober, because after that, it's always high. And you know, this me and her end up, I don't know, 6 months later, she's pregnant, right? And my friend, he tells me, he's like, I'm so proud of you. You got the dope man's daughter pregnant, boy. He was thrilled about that. And I was like, whatever, you know. But the guy was cool about it, and starts hooking me up with fatter sacks. And, you know, and he told me, remember the day we told him she was pregnant. Her mom come down there, and she ain't been down there in years. And he knew something was up. And told him, I'm like, shit, I hope he don't hit me after we tell him this. You know, I'm like, what do I do? Do I fight back, or do I just let him whip my ass? And because I deserve to let him whip my ass. And, before she told him, he said, do I need to go inside and take a Valium? And that's what I wish I'd have done before I got up here tonight. But, you know, he said, yeah. So he goes in there, he comes back out with a beer. I guess he took him a Valium, and she tells him she's pregnant. And he gets up, goes back in there, and takes a bunch more Valium, and comes back out. And finally, I can see them Valium kicking in quick. Like within 10 minutes, I can see him relaxing. He's like, man, I'm glad it's you. I know you come from a good family. I'm glad it's you. You know, like, good. So, you know, me and him, we end up having a great relationship, me and her dad. I mean, I ended up working for him years later, and we've always had a really close bond. Even after me and her broke up, me and him stayed friends. And anyhow, we have a beautiful boy. You know, before she has the baby, though, she stops. You know, after she gets pregnant, she stops messing with meth. Like, she's done. And she just smokes weed. And me, I'm acting like I'm not smoking meth, but I am. And when I go up there, I go to her mom's house on the weekends, I don't smoke. But during the week is when I'm smoking. So now I've got a new job. I'm a land surveyor. And it's a really good job. I'm working in the town of Cary for a great company. And I remember, you know, like I get some meth and I'm up all night. I got to go to work. I ain't going to miss work. So I go to work, and I remember standing there. We have a morning meeting, and I went in the bathroom. I'm like, God, if these people only knew what I've been doing. You know what I mean? Like, it would blow their mind. And so I go to work, and I feel so out of place. You know, I feel like everybody's looking at me. I remember being on a job site. I'm like on a construction site. They're moving dirt everywhere, and there's this, like, you know, a porta-john or whatever. And I go in there, and I like pull out some tin foil, I'm smoking it. And I'm like, God, if that door opens up and somebody sees looked in here, it could be in foresight. But you know, but I tough it out. I make it through the day or whatever. And this goes on for like a year, and me and her, we can't get along. We're really just too young, and we break up. That was one of the toughest things I ever went through, because this is my first girlfriend. She's also my kid's mom. Only girl I ever slept with in my life, blah, 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 at this point, you know. And so I'm tore up about it, you know. And I stay tore up about it for like a year and a half. And she starts dating somebody a week after we break up, you know. That did not make it any easier. But what helps get over one is to find another one. And, you know, so I end up meeting a real good girl. I meet her in Hallmark. I'm just in there trying to buy a candle for my mom for Mother's Day. This girl's like, starts just talking away to me. And I see her in line. I'm about to check out, and she just turns around and looks at me. I'm like, what's she looking at? We're in the parking lot. She comes up. She's like, you want my number? Okay, whatever. And I don't never even call her. And my kid's mom's brother hears a voicemail she left me, and he's like, man, you need to call her. I said, all right. So I did that, and she's like a registered nurse or something. She's maybe gotten high on weed twice in her whole life. And she, you know, I start cleaning my act up, because I go on a double date with her and some friends, and I'm so high. I'm so late for the date. Me and her ain't been dating long. I'm late. We get there, I feel like I'm like this the whole time, and I can't eat. And so I'm like, I'm going to tone it down a little bit. So I start being around her more, being around the dope less, and eventually I end up going back to school, and I'm not smoking weed, I'm not doing nothing. And probably the only time I was sober in this whole thing. And the more I start to clean up and become what she acts like she wants, the less she's interested. Like, she says she don't want a bad boy, but she don't even know she's got one at this point, because, like, I hit it well. But she, the more I clean my shit up for her, the less she likes it. And eventually we just split. She tries to say it's because my kid's mom or whatever. I don't know. But so a little time goes by, I'm still doing good, and I'm like, why the hell am I not smoking weed? Like, I love smoking weed. And so I go and get high, and it's not the same. Like, now when I smoke weed, I can't even go in Walmart. Like, everybody is looking at me. I'm so high, I can't think of nothing to say. I can't hardly even talk. Like, it's changed, And I was resentful, because I was like, man, I love smoking weed. I remember saying I love smoking this shit. And now I can't do it. It's like, it's different. Now that I took that time off and got my head clear, I don't like not having a clear head. I don't like it being foggy. And so, it's back to drinking and shit like that, And then one night I have a dream, right? I'm dreaming, and in my dream I've got this bag of meth, and finally I realize, hell, shit, I got a bag of dope. I need to find some way to smoke it. And in the dream I find something, I go sit down in this little alley or hallway, and I hit that shit. And when I exhale, I wake up out of the dream, and I can taste it. In real life, I can taste it. Now that I'm awake, not dreaming, I can taste it clear as a bell. And if I knew where to get it right that second, I'd have got it. And but I made sure I had it within a week or two. And I went and got some. And I remember the boy saying, you ain't smoked this shit in 2 years? I said, nope. He said, why the hell you want to do it now? And that's the guy I'm buying it from. I said, it don't matter why. Let me get that bag. I got high. And I slowly eased my way back into getting high. And I got a buddy who went to prison, right? He did like 7 years. And he was selling meth or whatever. Well, he gets out. And I talked to him while he was in prison and stuff. He asked me, he's like, man, I hope you ain't still smoking that shit. There ain't no future in it, blah, blah, blah. Well, he's been out for a few months, and he just calls me out of the blue. He gets my number. He's like, hey, man, it's me. I'm like, I call him back. I'm like, look, meet me up here at the store. We'll hang out, just talk to each other for a minute. Well, sure enough, he's selling dope again, just starting out. Well, he ends up being like the guy. I come over there, he's got like 2 kilos. I start selling dope for him. And while I'm dating that nurse, though, let me back up. While I'm dating this nurse, like, we break up, and I'm in college with her brother. Her little brother's messing with Percocets, right? And I'm like tore up about it, She got my heart broke or whatever. I'm about to leave class, can't even take it no more. And he's like, I'm talking to him about his sister. He's like, damn, I'm tired of you talking about my sister. Snort this pill. I'm like, man, all right, I snort it. But I do feel a little better. I end up staying the rest of the day. And them same boys that's down the road from my house that was smoking meth, one of them is snorting the hell out of pills. So I end up doing pills with him. And I used to think it was so stupid to snort a pill. I was like, why don't you just take the pill? Why are you snorting them? Well, that becomes like the only way I do a Percocet is to snort it. And I loved snorting Percocet. I really did. And so now I'm on pills and meth. And, I like one or the other. But I started to like the pills more. And they are a lot more expensive, though. Like, I just could do a pill every hour. And I remember one day I got like 15 Perc 5s. And I'm like, this is going to last me 3 days. And I did all of them that night. Every last one of them. I was like, fuck. I can't have no pills for 3 days. And, because all my money's gone. And anyhow, I'm hooked on these pills. I'm hooked on dope. And I decided to go to this place called the Freedom House. Get clean. And go there, it's like a detox thing for a week. I'm thinking I'm going to have this terrible withdrawal. I get there, I don't even have a withdrawal. I'm fine. And so that was not that bad. Well, a little time goes by, I'm back on pills. And at this point, I think life's taking another turn. Like, I'm working at a chicken plant or something like that. And drinking a little bit again, and I end up trying crack, right? I don't know how that happened. But that was the worst drug I've ever tried. Like, it didn't last but about 6 months, but that is just a crappy ass drug to do. Like, within them 6 months, I think I spent my whole paycheck one night. I did that twice. I said, I ain't never doing this again. That was it. I was done with that. And I wish all drugs were that easy for me to get off of. You'd think crack would be a tough one, but I understood that so well. I just said, every time I smoke this shit, it's instant paranoia. And it's a terrible come down. So I was like, hell with this. And meth got me off crack. That's how it happened. I went back to meth and I just quit messing with crack. And and anyhow, I just stayed doing that. Everybody in Bennett, Robbins, High Falls, everybody is on meth. Like the whole town, like everybody I knew was anyway. It's like I didn't even need money. I just stop by your house. You'll get me high if I ain't got none. If I got something, we'll get high together, whatever. And I didn't even need money. I could just go like this. And now I done met this little grandma lady who sells perks, right? And I'm like, look, you just need to sell them to me. She sells Roxy's. I'm like, you just need to sell them to me. I'll get rid of all of them. And so now I'm selling pills. Sometimes I'll sell meth. I don't know. But now it's like I never run out of nothing. I can always just go to her, let me get some pills on front. And I get them cheap so I can make money off them. And now I've always got something. And so I meet this girl, super hot girl, super beautiful, crazy as hell. And she's on meth, and she is like got 7 personalities. And 2 or 3 of them's all right, the rest of them suck. And I mean, crazy shit now. She's hearing voices, every other thing. Damn, she's fine, right? Like the prettiest girl in all the land. And so I move in with her, and yeah, got to have that. And I move in with her, and that's like a whole nother ordeal. Like I might come home one day and go to turn the TV on, and it's not coming on. What the fuck? There's tape over the little thing on. She thinks it's a camera, so the remote ain't working. Go to turn the radio on, there's tape over this tweeter on the speaker. I said, what are you doing when I'm gone? And I come home one day, the underpinning under the house is all ripped up so she can see under there, thinking somebody might be under the house. I said, what the fuck? Now I got to go out here and fix all this, And it pissed me off. And I mean, it was strange shit like that every time I come home. And you think that would make me leave? Nope. I keep coming back. And I come in there one day and she's like, people keep telling me you sold me. I said, what? What the sold you? How could I sell you without you being in on it? And like, you gotta be part of this. And she's like, that's what people keep telling me. I'm like, so what are you saying? Like, she's like, so-and-so said you sold. I said, oh, you telling me you slept with somebody else? That's what I'm hearing. You're like, you saying that you just slept with somebody else because I said it was okay. What are you talking about? She's like, no, you know what I'm talking about. No, I don't. Tell me. You know. That shit pissed me off. Like, I don't know. Tell me. And so what I do, this is my move. Since I don't, I'm not going to hit her or nothing. So, okay. So you want to be crazy, I'm going to get in my car and leave. And that's what I always do. And that would piss her off, too. She's stuck home. She ain't got no car. So I'm gone. And I'll give her a couple days and I'll come back. And anyways, I'm in there one day and she's accusing me of some crazy shit. My sister's there. And I'm like, I say something slick to her and she comes at me. I catch her by the wrist, and this girl's strong, right? She pushes her, I'll step back a time or two. So I push her back, and it scares her sister a little bit. And so her sister's like, Wayne, come in here and talk. Just come in here and talk. I go in there. I'm sitting there talking to her. Her sister's cute now. I'm sitting there talking to her sister, blah, blah, blah. Her sister's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, your sister's such a pain in the ass. She goes, her sister looks at me, sticks her finger up her nose, plucks out this gnarly ass booger, right? And looks right at me. Eats that something. I said, did you just eat that fucking booger? Did you really just do that? She said, I'm sorry, keep on going with your story. I said, okay. You just ate that booger right in front of my face, shamelessly. And she goes, what? It had panna in it. I said, what the fuck is that? She said, "Oh, Panna, them things are like $60, and that booger head was orange, so I ate it." I ain't never in my life, like I've needed a pill so bad before, but I ain't never needed a pill bad enough to go in my nose and see if I had any left over in there. Never. Like, it's still a booger. I don't care what it's got in it. And I ain't never needed one that bad. But anyways, like this whole family's like this. They're all beautiful and they're all crazy. All of them, like manipulators, like you've never seen in your life. Anyways, so I ended up going to jail. I ended up going to jail fucking with these people. And I'm in jail for like 4 months. And that's pretty much how I get rid of that girl. You know what I mean? Like, while I'm in jail, I ain't heard nothing from her, so I just said to hell with her. And her little sister ends up picking me up from jail, and another deal. But what happens next? Get out of jail, and I didn't do good for any time at all, because her little sister picked me up and she's snorting hot rails right there, so I'm like, shit, let me get one. And so said I wasn't going to do no more dope. Boom, doing it day one out of jail. And I go back home though, and my parents, they're like, you know, we're going to help you get it back on your feet, blah, blah, blah. My mom gets me a car, doing good, and I end up selling dope like crazy, using that car just to sell dope. I don't even think I'm working, I'm just drugs. And get caught with some dope again, some pills, and this whole time now, like, I'm realizing the years are ticking by. Like, this, I was 20, now I'm 30s, 35. The years are just flying by, and all I've got's a car, staying with my mom. Life is shit, you know. Like, so I'm praying. You know, I've never stopped praying this whole time. You know, I was raised, and I totally think like it's easier if you've been raised in church, raised with a conception of God. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't lose that. And so I've always prayed, and I'm praying, you know, Lord, help me change. Help, because I'm never going to have a fucking thing if I don't change. Like, I'm always going to be just like this with nothing, because something's got to happen sooner than later. But my prayers are weak. You know, they're not like they were when I got out of high school, or when me and my kid's mom broke up, when I was praying hard. You know, I'm just like, Lord, help me, blah, 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 because I'm high. And, you know, it's just a wimpy prayer. Well, I feel like he's not listening, you know. But I keep, you know, saying my little prayer, help me change, blah, blah. But please don't help me change by giving me a lot of time in prison. Like, I don't want, you know, if that's how you're going to make me change, I'll just stay getting high. I don't want to go to prison for a long time, you know. But God is good. You know, he works in his own way, and he's good, because I end up getting on probation, and I suck at being on probation. Like, I am the worst. Like, every time I've been on probation, I violated, go to jail. And so I'm on probation. I keep failing drug tests. The guy's like, you fail one more time, going to jail for like 3 days. Right? A little quick dip or whatever. So I go in there. I got some piss. I got it like taped on my side. I done microwaved it, and it's so hot, like it blisters me. I don't have time. He's like, if you're late, you're going to jail. So I'm just like, fuck it, I can take it. Boom, tape it to my side. And when I take that, I passed the drug test, but when I take it off, I've got a blister that thick, like that big. I still got a scar from that. Like, it scarred me. It was so hot. But I'm high. I'm like, it's really not that bad when you're high, but it's smoking now. No. Anyway, so I pass. I'm like, I'm good. This is how I'm going to pass every time. The next time I go, I'm like, I was up all night, and been up all night doing, I don't know, I might have been doing some heroin that night. And I'm doing meth that day. I got like 4 minutes to be there, and I'm like, all right, let me rig this all up and go. And I get there, and I'm like pouring sweat. It's bad. I left my dope at home. I left all my shit out on my table, because I'm coming right back home. I'm going to pass this drug test. Shit. I get in there, and I go to pee, and I don't know, he's watching me hard. And he's like, what are you cheating? Taser. Got it out, about to tase me, right? And I'm like, all right. I pulled the thing out. He's like, all right. I'm like, so I'm going to jail for 3 days? He's like, hell no, you just violate, you're going 4 months, and I'm going to charge you with another 4 months for trying to cheat. I said, damn. I thought it was just going to be 3 days. And, you know, so this has gotten a lot worse. And I start thinking, oh shit, I've got all kind of paraphernalia, dope, pills. It's all sitting on my table at my mom's house. You know, like when she gets home, she's gonna find all this shit, and she does because I don't come home. And my bond's like $35,000, and so I'm in there. But this is God answering my prayers right now. Keep in mind, I prayed like, don't let me get a lot of time. You know, 8 months is too much. You know, I don't want to be there for 8 months. I'd rather stay getting high. But I'm in there, and they're talking about sending me to Dark Cherry or something, and then I find Becky Cameron, and she's like, "You gotta call Mark Christopher," and I call Mark, and they get me in at the colony. And so I'm in jail, and I'm like, man, I can't wait. I'm fixing to go to colony. I'm going to change my life. About to stay sober, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I'm really excited about it. Like, I'm really excited about it now. Well, I get there. It's pouring down rain. Mark comes out. He's like, I'm like, yeah, I'm here, man. He's like, well, hold on. We have the right to turn anybody away that we want to. You know, we're going to interview you first. I'm like, what? Like, this guy not as cool as I was hoping he would be. You know, he's like got a serious face. He looks like a cop. It's not cool. And so I go in there and interview with Harold. It's cool. You know, they let me in, and I'm on a big pink cloud. Like my laughter changes. Like that's something I noticed. Like every time I got sober, which was only like twice, I would start to laugh like totally differently again, like uncontrollable laughter. You know, something funny happened, I would just laugh about it. When I was high, I could not do that. And anyways, colony was one of the best experiences of my life. I was so happy to be there. It was wonderful and great place. Well, now I stay in a recovery house, and you know, I remember when I first got to recovery house. You know, my days were good. I'm still on the pink cloud, but I wasn't really happy with my job and this and that. I'm still not happy with my job, but it's a different job. I'm still not happy with it. But you know, I remember saying, man, I ain't never sponsoring nobody. I don't want to call my sponsor. I don't want to sponsor nobody. Screw that. They don't need me to sponsor them. You know, and lo and behold, now I've got a sponsor. And now I've got a sponsor I actually like to call. You know, it's like if I got anything to say to somebody who's new in this program and you're struggling or anything, do not give up. Stay. Just keep coming back. It will start to take hold. It will work. There's something else I was going to say. I just lost it. But this program has changed my life entirely. I never ever think about using. On a bad day, I still don't think about using. On bad days, I think about like crazy shit, but not using. You know what I mean? Like I'll be going crazy now. That's something I have noticed. There's a lot more fight in me now that I'm sober than I ever was when I was high. When I was high, I just didn't want to be in no bad situation. Now that I'm sober, I don't know what it is. I've been trying to justify flipping out. And, you know, they have not cured me of that. I don't know where that came from. But sobriety is like a whole new journey. Like, it's more fun than getting high. Like, I know everything that getting high can do for me. Like, I know it every which way you can look at it, I've done it. And, you know, but sobriety is a new journey. It's like a whole new taste in my mouth. I've never experienced nothing like it. And it's my excitement now. But I've been very fortunate. Like, I've never thought, you know, well, shit, I might get high. Nothing like that. And I've seen some dope already, even though I'm saying a recovery house, you know, like I've had to go back around my kid's mom's dad, you know, and he's a good guy, but he's going to smoke meth till the day he dies. He's going to stay high. But he does give a damn about me. He's like, well, you won't never see it as long as you're around. You know, he's always going to keep it hid. But if I go over there, before I turn in his driveway, I say, God, give me willpower. Or, you know, keep me from seeing anything I don't need to see. I'm keeping this short and sweet. I'll go in there, I say hello to him, whatever. I'm gone. And since I've gotten sober, I've only seen him maybe 2 times. You know what I mean? Like, it's drastically changed our friendship, but that's okay. You know what I mean? You know, this is my journey, and I got to do it. I'm so glad that I found this place, though. Like, I got burnt out on coming to meetings for a little while and stuff like that, but I just kept coming, and it all worked itself out. But I thank God for answering my prayers and letting me go to jail that day, because it changed my life. And that's about all I got, guys. Thanks for coming. Thanks for letting me tell my story. And y'all have a great night.